There's been a lot of commentary recently on some of the breaches that have happened in the telecom space, and a lot of the commentary is focused on, the so-called simplicity of these attacks. They're kind of taking pot shots at the companies. Telecoms face a lot of unique challenges in securing their APIs. First of all, they have to service thousands of different applications for thousands of different types of devices. They've oftentimes got sprawling IT ecosystems that come from legacies of mergers, acquisitions, growth, supporting old legacy software and APIs. Therefore, so much of their ecosystem runs on APIs, right? So these breaches have been a result of a few of the top OWASP API top 10 API risks. And in this case, we're focused on a few things. It's the same trifecta that we called out in our recent threat report. That's a combination of API 2, which is broken authentication, API 3, which is excessive data exposure, and API 9, which is improper assets management, sometimes otherwise known as shadow APIs. And when you think about that, these types of attacks are really, it's the perfect storm for telecom. So specifically in this case, the attackers were able to find APIs that were meant for a development testing environment. And during their recon, they figured out that these APIs both didn't have authentication, and they also responded with actual customer data from a live database. These APIs weren't meant to be exposed to the internet. Again, that's a common problem that is present in many enterprises and telcos specifically. It's a really hard problem to solve. But during the recon, the attackers discovered these APIs. Not only was there no authentication, there was no authorization checks on the key input parameter, which was like the unique identifier for a user. So it was after that discovery, it's very trivial to start botting that API, iterating through all the different user IDs, getting back all that data. And, in the blink of an eye, a lot of that data can be gone. It's not like this is a persistent thing that happens over days, weeks, and months. Sometimes that attack can take place in a matter of minutes to hours if the right protections are in place. With our platform, we'd be able to help in three ways. They can broadly be classified as discover, detect, and defend. So to discover, we would discover that this shadow IT, these shadow APIs exist in the first place, and they're being accessed publicly. As far as detection, we would detect that these APIs have no authentication and are transacting with sensitive data in the response. And then finally, for defense, we would understand that there is an actor using a bot trying to exploit these APIs and suck out the data. We would have blocked that bot traffic natively. Evade, scratch that. A simple little trick they were able to. I started well, and now I'm just rambling on. So.